Recording. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are. I'm Yossi Mogadam. I'm the Executive Director of ISSIP, and I welcome all of you to the second quarter 2018 Board of Directors meeting.
Hey, Yossi, sorry to interrupt, but are you positive it's recording? Because
it's recording.
Recorded. Michelle might have to do it if she's controlling the screen. Sorry to interrupt you, but
no, that's okay. I see that it says it's recording.
Oh yeah, I see it now too. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Join the meeting.
Double check. So welcome everyone. If we can go to the next slide. Michelle, I want to first thank Michelle Tomac, who is my co-conspirator. She's driving the slide, so I have to mention every slide. Bear with me. So we have a full agenda. I'm not going to read every single one of them, but a few changes to the agenda.
Heather Yurko. Join the meeting.
Some last minute travels. So Rama Akaraju, our president, who is usually opens these meetings, she had to travel. So did Amar Reyes and a few others that I will cover for. So we'll go ahead and get started. Next slide, please. So just to give you the highlights of the last quarter, I'm really happy to say that we have now a team of editors for our newsletter, and I'll introduce them shortly. Some of you might have noticed that there was a couple of months of hiatus. We have started back, and we have started very strongly. I will also tell you about 3 ISSIP Innovation Research Programs. That's a new program that's well underway. And we'll tell you about the Excellence in Service Innovation Award, what is happening, what has happened this year, and the fact that the applications are open for next year. And we are preparing for a number of workshops, discovery summits, and you'll hear about the great activities that are going on with our speaker series 6 and chapters. And finally, you'll hear about some of the operations, including having completed our taxes. Next slide, please. So it is with great pleasure that I want to introduce and welcome our editing team. Dr. Salvador Mochia and Michelle Tomac. Michelle is on the call with us, and Michelle is actually driving the slide. So in addition to having her on the editing team, I'm really delighted that she's here today. So just a little bit of background on Salvador's background. He's a professor of management with University of UNIR in Spain, with a lot of other visiting professorship in various parts of the world. He also has been running 2 really successful news outlets, one on fintech and the other one on mobility. And if you visit those sites, you'll see that we are very lucky to have Salvador as our editor-in-chief, and he is a recipient, on top of that, of several Service Innovation Awards, as well as having a PhD in management from University of Navarro, Spain, and MBA from St. John's University. And one of the many contributions that Salvador did is having recruited Michelle. Michelle comes to us with a risk management background, with really impressive background in various leadership positions in the financial industry, Commerce Bank and Dresdner, that was acquired by Commerce Bank, and she's a lecturer, and she comes to us with an MBA in executive management from St. John's University, and she's a soccer enthusiast and tennis enthusiast, and loves cooking. So very happy to have Michelle and Sal, and I have, we've posted how you can contact them, and I'll actually turn it over to Michelle to say hello and a couple of words and how you can contact them. Michelle?
Sorry. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for the introduction and for the opportunity. Salvatore and I are both thrilled to be working with ISSIP, and look forward to, in addition to the 2 newsletters that have been published, we're looking forward to the next newsletter, which will be published in September. We expect to publish monthly. And we'll be filling you in on everything that's going on in the ISSIP world. And of course, we'd love to have your comments, articles, and other information that would be good to share with the ISSIP world. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity, and you'll hear more from us down the road. Thanks again.
Thanks, Michelle. Thank you so much. Okay, next slide, please. All right, it's really with great pleasure that I want to introduce you to the fantastic team from IBM that's been driving one of our innovation research programs. This is AI Services Catalog, and Gandhi Sivakumar from IBM is here. She's been leading this project in addition to our president, Rama. I'll actually turn it over to Gandhi to say what the project is, and we're very excited about this project. Gandhi? And Gandhi is joining us from India. This is really like past middle of the night for her, so really appreciate it.
Thank you, Yashi. Good afternoon, all the leaders in this call. I'm very excited to work in this program. A small correction, I'm actually presently in Auckland in New Zealand, not in India, so it's not bad, but even the time slot is very bad. I'm happy to actually join, so no problems at all.
Thank you so much. Gandhi, I'm sorry to interrupt. If you can turn your volume up, that would be great. If not, just go on.
Is it any better, Yashina?
No, that's okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you. A bit of background on this program. With the artificial intelligence technology emerging now across the industry, there are various vendors like IBM, Google, Microsoft, and smaller vendors as well, who kind of have their own offerings. As we know, the AI, the artificial intelligence capabilities are very different and unique on its own, because each one has got its own capability. And when we actually put in solutions, we got to kind of mix and match and try to find out which one is the best to give the best in the solution. So today, we don't have a common portal where, the end user can kind of go and assess what are all the available APIs in the market brought by various vendors, and also kind of understand the performance. When I say performance, most of the times the artificial intelligence capabilities are assessed in terms of precision and recall. So there is no way to actually kind of assess, compare, and contrast the capabilities of the offerings done by each of these vendors. So the aim or the mission of the ISSP program is to kind of create a common API directory where the end user can kind of go and assess by feeding in, say, a sample set of data and assess the performance metric then and there, and say, for example, how does Google perform? How does Microsoft perform? How does IBM perform? And so on. So that's as simple, a simplified version of the aim of this program. With that, can I request to go to the next slide, please? So with this mission set by Yazi, Rama, and Jim, we kind of formed a team, and we have progressed a lot in terms of and key accomplishments where ideally before that, I just also wanted to mention that we are working in an agile way based on the sprint, and each sprint is on an average like 3 weeks time frame, and every end of every sprint we kind of actually do a playback to the leaders, Rama, Yaji, and Jim, and get their feedback, and then try to actually embellish and prioritize for the next sprint and so on. So we kind of set up the infrastructure. We did identify the key vendor APIs. So as of now, the APIs in scope are actually the sentiment analysis and the speech to text one, which is very commonly used in any AI-based solution. So one liner on what the sentiment analysis means is, it kind of takes a set of natural language phrase and it kind of analyzes what is the sentiment embedded in it, whether the user is talking about positive or negative or whatever it is. And the speech to text aims to actually take the audio files and then tries to actually convert that into text files and give back to the user as a bunch of text phrases. There are various techniques to actually kind of as well refine this, but what we did is we kind of picked up the Microsoft API, IBM API, and Google API and tried to actually kind of assess the performance of each of it. We built a solution with the rich UI, and also we did build the SME feedback in it. SME feedback capability is one of the important key element in any cognitive, as we all know, because it continuous refinement is very important. So we kind of as well created a metrics dashboard, and the initial demo has been extremely successful, and we are very excited about it. And the next steps, as per the priority set by our execs are, we are going to actually port the code to the ISSIP GitHub, and also we are going to give the provision of bulk loading for each of this for testing each of these APIs. Like, as of now, it's a real-time one, but certainly a user can upload a set of bulk data and assess the performance of each of these APIs. And also we are in the process of establishing the operational process in terms of how to maintain the solution going forward. And shortly we will be launching the pilot, and then we'll be opening to the community. So this is a very quick overview of the program, and I'm really looking forward to working with you all to give the best. Thank you. If you have questions, I'm happy to take it.
Thank you, Gandhi. We'll open up questions at the end. And I just saw Rama has joined. Rama, actually, if you want to say a couple of words about this one and the next slide, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. I'm in a noisy environment, so bear with me. I think you're asking me to make a comment on this, Yassi? Is that right?
Yeah, I don't mean to put you on spot.
No, it's okay. No, I actually wanted to say this. So we're really excited about this project. This is, as Gandhi said, first open community project we are going to be releasing through ISSIP on GitHub. The code will be all made available, and that serves as a sample or example for other developers out there to start building, testing, and benchmarking and cataloging these AI services, capabilities. So this is just the beginning with 2 services. We intend to extend this to multiple services over a period of time and keep the data fresh by updating it every so often to say how things are evolving for each of the vendors. And we hope that this really informs and helps developers and researchers out there to make informed choices about which APIs will be helpful for doing what kinds of things and when to use what, and spurs a lot of projects in academia with students and such. And so this is a pretty, we're very excited about the project, and I want to take the opportunity to also thank Gandhi for her leadership and all the team members here from IBM India team who are volunteering their time to do this project on top of their day jobs. And it's not easy to do, at a fast-paced sprint level to make progress on a voluntary project while you have day jobs. So really kudos to the entire team and Gandhi under her leadership for making this happen. Thank you, Gandhi and team.
Thank you so much. And the next slide, Rama, you might want to, can we go to the, oh, excellent. Do you want to, so Rama is driving several AI projects in ISSIP. So if you want to actually.
Okay, so this one, we don't have the student, I guess, Keshav, so I'll cover the update on his behalf.
Right.
So at the beginning of the year, we recruited this very bright student from UC Berkeley, Keshav Vishwanatha. He even gave a talk at one of the ISSIP cognitive series. He's a bright young man who also has chess and music background and excels in all of those. So the project for him is to catalog a lot of open AI data sets in the field of AI. There are many data sets out there that are available from academia and industry and such that are being used for testing and training AI services and AI applications. And Haluk and others in the past have done a very good job of compiling several and putting them as a PDF link to ISSIP. And what we thought was that a lot of things are evolving, changing, and new data sets are getting formed. And so it would be a good idea to refresh that static PDF that we had to make it into a more community project by not only collecting more recent ones, but also making it searchable and make it optimized for search engines for finding our page, and also making it easy for developers out there to submit or send or give pointers to additional open data sets that are available, so that it's again a community project where people are involved, they're submitting and helping us make this better for everybody to use. And it's publicly available. It's now up, the static original PDF link is now updated. And it's an ongoing project for this student, Keshav, who has done a very good job of building the server and cataloging it and making it searchable and all that. Over the period of the late summer, fall, and such, we hope to make it more the searchability and findability more user friendly, and also continuously keep on adding more data sets. So again, it's one more project where we're trying to help the AI community to find the data sets to work with. And the previous project is about understanding the capabilities of the existing AI services and also the AI vendors, how well their services do against each other in benchmarking. So these two are very related projects. And again, I want to give kudos to Keshav for his drive, initiative, and leadership in driving this project and getting it this far and updating the ISSIP website. And we look forward to more work, and this will be a continuing project throughout the year.
Great, thank you.
Yassi, I also want to thank you here. You helped Yassi a lot in connecting with the design team and making the updates and getting the Git accounts and all of that. So we couldn't have done this without you. It's a collaborative project.
Oh,
and to Jim for all the wonderful data set pointers he keeps on sending our way, which made their way onto the list, and many more are yet to make it the new ones. But thank you, Jim, Yassi, to you both as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Great teamwork. Okay, the next slide. All right. The third project under this program, Innovation Research Program, is what Amar Reyes from Cisco is driving together with Oregon State University with Professor Bashir Hamdawi. And this is on IoT edge computing. It's just getting started. The goal is to develop a framework that leverages content-centric delivery principles to improve content delivery speeds and reduce network traffic. So it's very much networking geared from that perspective of service. And the goal is to do this with real data. So the content delivery architecture will be developed with linked New York City data. And this is just getting started. So we're looking forward to reporting really great stuff as this project gets developed. So next slide, please. Okay, I'll turn it over to Ralph, who's actually the founder of this program. He actually kicked off this research program at ISSIP, as well as the ISSIP Excellence in Service Innovation Award. So, Ralph?
Okay, Yasi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, last year we introduced these two programs, the Research Innovation Program, which is off to a good start. And I might, in passing, mention that we have received recently two requests, two submissions for new research projects this year, and we'll be going forward with those. The Excellence in Service Innovation Award program started last year, and I'm happy to say we had two winners. I'm also happy to say that one of those winners came from industry and the other came from academia. We do have a press release on this, and we will be uploading information about these two awards. That is what these submitters did to the website. If you're interested in applying for a Service Innovation Award, please go to our website, and under the tab called Recognitions, you'll see information about the Service and Innovation Award, what it consists of, how to make an application, and what the standards are for reviewing those applications. So let me take this opportunity to invite everybody to submit something for this year.
Excellent. Thanks, Ralph. Next slide, please. All right. So another initiative that kicked off again this with the leadership of Susan Maleka from IBM. The Cognitive Computing Institute Speaker Series kicked off earlier this year. And I think Susan is on the call.
Yes, I am.
Susan, please go ahead and tell us about this and what you have been driving. Thank you for your leadership on this. It's a great thing.
Thank you, Yasi. Thank you, thank you. So yes, we started running the calls again. We started in February. They're 30-minute calls, mostly weekly. We're going a little slower over the summer and sometimes doing every other week, but more or less weekly. We've had speakers from all over the world, as far afield as Korea, the Middle East, California, Europe. So and the speakers are very varied. As it's stated, we get attendance usually between 50 and 100 people, and usually it's very interactive, even though it's only 30 minutes. People ask questions in the chat and discuss, and I believe that both the speakers and the attendees have been benefiting from these series. And yes, we plan to continue, and any ideas and suggestions on improving this series or building a community around it is great. The series is advertised through ISSIP, and also some companies are sending out mailings about it, like Cisco and IBM. And I think that's it.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And if you're curious about how to join, you can send an email to csig@isip.org, and we'll give you all the instructions. Okay, next slide, please. The next speaker series that was launched earlier this year is the Digital Transformation Speaker Series. It's co-led by Sorin Siorne, who's a project manager at Cisco, and with Handan Nupis, who's an independent senior program manager. And the call started last month in June. We've had 3 of them, and we've built a speaker pipeline with 4 speakers to come. The focus is basically bringing together industry and academia to look at, to really marry theory and practice on digital transformation, what some successful companies are doing, and so another great speaker series. If you're interested in speaking or participating, DT series at isip.org is the place to, is the email to contact. Next slide, please. Okay, the other initiative we're working on, we're very happy to organize a workshop at the request of JSC. JSC has a program, as some of you know, JSC stands for Japan Science and Technology Agency, and they're a member of ISSIP. And they are similar to the National Science Foundation. And that's the type of function they have in Japan. And they requested a workshop for several junior faculty that goes through this program, and they provide cross-pollination opportunities for these academics internationally. So the goal is for them to come to Silicon Valley and learn more about the innovation ecosystem here. So thanks to Jim Sporer and Steve Kwan, we put together a one-day workshop that is being hosted at IBM, and we'll have speakers from IBM, Cisco, Google, and JSC, and also Citrus. So that's this is a by invitation only event. So, and the topic actually is AI and healthcare. These researchers, that's their area of research. So if you would like to learn more, send an email to events@isip.org. Next slide, please. The other event we are working on is our first Discovery Summit. We have a goal of doing 2 Discovery Summits per year. And this one is in collaboration with IBM. Pankaj Srivastava is the executive sponsor of that event, and Brian Johnston has worked very closely with us to develop the agenda. So thank you, Pankaj and Brian, and also Dean Moshavi from San Jose State University School of Business, and Professor Stephen Kwan, who's a professor emeritus of San Jose State and a great advisor of ISSIP, have secured the venue for us, which is the Locus Business Complex. For those of you who have been there, you know that it's a really great venue that in the past years, because of Steve's and Dean Mashavi's generous support of ISSIP, we've had access to that complex, and we're going to continue to do that. So it's going to be at the Lucas Business Complex, and we're going to look at AI, people-machine teaming versus competing. That's the overall theme, and we've invited speakers from great institutions. Several of them have already confirmed, but there'll be more details on this event. Again, if this is an area of your research and think that you would like to contribute to the conversation, you can send a note to events@issip.org. Next slide, please. Other ISSIP events. So we finished several ISSIP events at the beginning of the year or since last quarter. And I'm not going to read all of that. And in the interest of time, because I want to leave some Q&A time, I'm going to go quickly through that. But what we are looking at, what we have planned, we'll have a second Discovery Summit this year, this winter. We'll have a presence and sponsorship for Frontiers in Service Conference. We have already started planning for HICS 2019. That's a conference we strongly support, as well as actually Applied Human Factors Conference, which I think Jim is actually attending it as we speak. So that is finishing today. And also we are exploring other joint sponsorships and events with University of Washington, Center for Business Analytics, as they've been a sponsor of several ISSIP events. So that is thanks to Professor Haluk Demirkan.
I just want to mention the Naples Forum in Service is also coming up in 2019. So that's another one that's important to ISSIP.
Absolutely. So yeah, I missed that one, Jim. Thank you for mentioning that. Okay, next slide, please. We continue to publish books with the leadership from Jim and Haluk and the Business Experts Press Service Innovation book series. There are a total of 29 books published, 12 in the pipeline, and there is one book that's coming out. There are lots of great books, but there's one book that's coming out that is near and dear to many of you, I think, on the call. It's the T-Shaped Professionals, which is the collection of writing from the 2016 T-Summit. And, you know, that's going to come any day. We're in the literally final review of the draft. And other publications, we completed the ISSIP NSF workshop report and submitted that to NSF. It's posted on the ISSIP website. And also the Best Paper Awards at HICS, what they're all about, that's also posted on the links below. And we are working on the Discovery Summit November 2017-20 Future of Work white paper. So that's still under progress. Next slide, please. Heather, if would you take the next couple of slides, please?
Absolutely, Yasi. So we have a number of great special interest groups as part of ISSIP, and the one theme that you'll see is that we've hit a 5-year milestone, and so for a lot of our special interest groups and a lot of our charters, we've taken this year as an opportunity to go back, look at some of the original things that we're doing and refresh them. So when we start off with education and research, we have 157 open data sets, 90 presentations, best paper awards. There's been some really wonderful work that has come out of this particular special interest group. And we are committing to co-sponsor another conference coming up in 2018. And one of the goals that we still have for this group is developing our badging and certification, the framework around that for ISSIP. So expect to hear some more from that throughout the year. The second one I wanted to mention was the Service Innovation Framework. This particular SIG has done a lot of their road mapping and planning for 2018 already. We have an executive summary and a case study published on the ISSIP website around the Service Innovation Framework, which is really focused on bringing together a number of market recognized service innovation models and making them into a clear framework that really can be leveraged and understood by anyone in industry or academia. There's some workshops that we've already delivered this year through HICS. We're already looking ahead to next year's workshop as well. And as Yasi just mentioned, there's a book that we're in the process of publishing. We are also really looking forward to delivery of our people-centric innovation model and having a workshop happen beyond Cisco. We've already run some pilots at Cisco, but we want to bring in some additional members. So if you have any interest in learning more about what the model is or how you can apply it to your organization, certainly reach out to Yasi or myself and we can give you additional details around that. For the service design special interest group, it had been put on hold for the earlier part of the year and is now re-engaged. And so they are going to start in October again, looking at our plans going into 2019. Our service-defined networking group is also on hold at this time. So if you have any interest in picking this up or becoming involved, again, please reach out to Yasi and she can give you additional details for that. Let's go on to the next slide. And finally, wrapping up our chapters, we have 3 international chapters in Germany, Italy, and Switzerland. We are revitalizing our chapters within Germany due to a dissertation that is being completed. So as that's wrapping up, we'll start to pick up that chapter again as well. Italy is continuing to get additional membership and growth in their space. And in Switzerland, we have some joint events coming up between Switzerland and the US on smart service systems. And that's all that we have for the update for the SIGs and chapters. Thanks, Yasi.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Heather. Next slide, please. So, you know, we called out a lot of volunteers already, so I'm not going to go through this. But everything that happens in ISSIP is through volunteers. So, and we have some fantastic volunteers. You already met the IDM team that's working on AI. Steve and Jim, who have been supporting our ISSIP Discovery Summit, our editing team, Handa Nutis, who's been really fantastic with all web content management, Susan Maleka and Soren Tierney with the speaker series, Larry Heiner, who's been running this ISSIP curated news, which you can access through the ISSIP website, and Todd Kelsey, who's running, who's helping us with Google for Nonprofits, which is something that's involved to set up, and he's setting that up for us. Also, we're very thankful to Ralph Badinelli for driving the Research Innovation and Awards program. These are really great programs that Ralph kicked off last year and has grown since. Lou Front for being a great ambassador to human side of service engineering. And not to mention the T-Summit instrument that he has diligently continued to work on. Clara Bassano and Paola Piccioci are ambassadors to the Italian service science community. Haluk Demirkan for being a great ambassador to HICS. And last but not least, Heather Yurko from Cisco, who, in addition to leading several initiatives over the last several years, she continues to get us really great volunteers. So, and I'm sure I'm missing some names here. There are many more, and I'm really thankful to all the great ISSIP volunteers. Next slide, please. On the institutional membership front, we continue to engage with Optum and Accenture, who have been participating in several of our initiatives. We are also engaging with new institutions, including Google, HPE, and Microsoft, who will be participating in our upcoming workshops and discovery summits. And we continue to engage those in the pipeline. Next slide, please. So an update on the individual membership. Actually, the breakdown of the different type of members has not changed a bit from last time. We have had about 3% growth, about 9 people per month. And of the people who have joined, we keep track of which institutions, which enterprises they represent. And a new addition has been Roche. We're going to dig into that some more and see what is the angle of interest and get them more engaged. Next slide, please. This is our financial summary of our financials as of yesterday. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. I'll just leave it there for a few seconds if there are any for people to see. And so basically, the summary on this one is no surprises, everything as expected. And next slide, please. The last item on the operations is that we filed our tax forms. Our tax forms are due the 15th of May each year. We had to postpone that because of an emergency our accountant had, which was postponed with an extension that we filed, and the extension was granted. So we completed the taxes on 6/7, and so that's up to date. And I believe that's it. So the next slide, please. All right, yes. So I'd like to open up the line to everyone to ask questions of the board. And just in case if you're wondering who's on the board, Jim Sporer, Haluk Demirkan, and Ralph Badinelli are on the board. Our president is Rama Karaju, and our vice president is Heather Yurko. I should have said that at the beginning of the call. But so we got all the our great leadership team, and you're welcome to share ideas, ask questions, give us feedback.
Thanks, Yassi, for putting the slides together.
Oh, sure. My pleasure.
Great update as always.
Thank you.
Yassi, for those that are on the call right now, maybe for the first time, are there any particular areas where we're actively looking for volunteers or areas of interest that we can have people either on the call or their colleagues reach out to us for?
Yeah, I think there are several areas actually. So first of all, we're gonna open up for those who are interested in AI, open data sets, and AI services catalog. It would be really great to know who's interested and who wants to get engaged, because soon we are going to open these up, and it is really important to get the community engaged. If I'm sure Jim and Rama might have some ideas in that area. So that is definitely one area. The other thing is in the areas that we have discovery summits and workshops, if anyone is, as I mentioned, if anyone is doing research and doing work in that area, please contact us. The other thing that I think we would love to have volunteers is in really getting content. If you have any content, share that content. If you're writing for a piece or something, you can it's really easy, just send a link to content@issip.org. So volunteering to contribute to the ISSIP newsletter is really could be a breeze of what you're already doing. Writing articles for ISSIP for the ISSIP newsletter. Our editing team interviews the thought leaders. So if you like to be interviewed, again, send me a note, send Sal a note. Again, content@issip.org will get to all of us. These are some just off the top of my head. I don't know if Jim and I don't know if Rama is on the call still. Want to say anything about the AI initiative?
Yeah, I think I put in some links in the chat to volunteer opportunities. That's got a list of different volunteer opportunities, but we probably should add on that volunteer opportunities page. There's not a lot there right now.
Yeah.
But we could update that, and we should. And the other big volunteer opportunity is the open data set, and I put that link into the chat earlier. Those are two that are very important.
Mm-hmm. Very good points, Jim.
I mean, we also encourage people to submit papers to the conferences to try to win the best paper awards, contribute to the Service Excellence Award submissions, and to, if they have ideas for BEP press books, those are all opportunities for members to contribute. We should probably have a concise list of this somewhere on the website.
Yeah, we should, Jim. Thank you for asking that question, Heather. I think we should do a better job of that. I think the other one is HICS, actually. A lot of ISSIP members attend HICS. And, getting a bigger community that attend HICS and those who want to contribute, I think. So we'll actually post all of those on the volunteer page, opportunities to volunteer. Any other? We have 4 more minutes if you have any other questions, comments.
This is Rahul Basoli, Georgia Tech, calling in from Germany. Just want to commend you on the, hello everyone. I guess it's my first official time joining one of these board meetings, but I want to commend you on the first few projects that you've launched. Really exciting. In my chat comments, I'd like to reach out to Rama and learn a little bit more. There are some ongoing initiatives on the API world, and I think putting that exactly in the AI context, I think is fantastic. So terrific first set of efforts, and I'll certainly reach out to you, Yasi, and Rama and other folks to see how to get involved.
Sure, that would be fantastic. Thanks for attending, Raul.
Yeah, just I guess one other thing I'll mention is IBM is doing this work with the UN and the Red Cross on something called the Call for Code. I'll put that link into the chat window as well. This is, again, with the UN and Red Cross, and it's about AI for natural disasters. And there's quite a bit that we're doing with open source AI. I do the open source AI stuff at IBM, and you know, I think we'll look for opportunities to get more going on in these areas of AI for smart service systems. So thanks for joining, Rahul.
Okay, any other comments?
I just want to say that at this Human Factors Conference, the AHFE that I've been at the last few days, the keynote was in fact by a professor from South Africa on the human factors of natural disasters. So, you know, as we think about how to apply AI to natural disasters, there's lots of interesting opportunities for contributions to be made, I think, as AI capabilities keep advancing. That's all I have.
Okay. I think we should call it. We still have 3 minutes, so going once, going twice, going 3 times. All right. Thanks, everyone, for joining, and have a wonderful evening, day, afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, everyone.
Thanks, Yasi. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.